Hey guys, so in this video we are basically going to talk about this particular positional trade and a very important psychological factor which I would like to say. So just take till the end of this video, you will understand what happened basically. So for with an example I'll be giving you, we took a positional trade on 15th of September and we finished it off at close to around 18th of September. All the updates I gave you on Twitter and Instagram through all the different ways. The links you'll find it in my bio if you want me to follow, I mean in the description below, right? So what is this basic thing which I missed out initially? If you go into them check those posts, my target were around 8 to 10,000 because I was trading half the quantity. Otherwise usually my targets will be 18 to 20,000, and based upon IC or whatever the futures trade I've taken, it will be always 1% of my total account value, which is 18,000 to 20,000, which is my account value is at 18 lakhs to 20 lakhs, somewhere between that, right? So what happened in here, due to VIX being low, obviously I followed my quantity as the half what I did, and my targets eventually also would be half. So it was around 8 to 10,000, but we booked close to around, if you just calculate, on 15th we took it and on 18th we exited. So if you see, we had exited a little prior to that, right? Close around 6,000 is what we have booked. So they were still, I think we could have managed to get 10,000 around that, close to that. But what happened is, like, when the month is going too good, right, for you, this is the most important part, just hear me out. When the month is going too good for you, right, because none of the places you have hit stop losses, if you know how the kind of positional trader I am, you would know that these are basically not the red days, those are basically the green days. Eventually, like, my net booked profit is big and the gross loss is also a bit smaller compared to that, and that goes eventually very low and the positional overall entirely ends up with green. So that is the entire concept of it, right? So far September has been a great month for me, and thinking all about that, right, when markets, like, we're at going to the peak, if you just look at it, my IC was in between this here, right? I had sold calls of this and puts of this. So when the markets, right, if you just look at this particular wick, it reached to the top, I was just like not emotionally stable. So what does this basically depict is that when the month goes too good for you, you start thinking that, oh gosh, if my stop loss hits, I would probably lose a bit of money, and all of that psychological factor starts affecting you. So what I'm saying is that definitely you cannot avoid this, right? You will definitely not be able to avoid this, but the highs and the lows, right, go as high as possible, and the lows, just try to average it down to as low as possible. Do not try to go further below and so on, and don't try to repeat these things a lot of times. I tend to do it, but not a lot of times, I would say. It's like basically a very few times when I do this, and this was like one of the trades which I did. And secondly, moreover, I missed out the short trade, which was I was planning to take it right at this particular resistance, and if both of them would have been done right, probably my net to net gains for this entire month would have been close to around 50,000 there, right? So I've probably missed around close to 1% or 1.2% another, because of this whole factor that my month was going way too good. So this particular psychological factor is something which a trader has to fight it out. I'm not saying that you can definitely fight it out and remove it forever. It will happen some or the other time, but whenever it happens for you, make sure, for an example, if it is happening 10 out of 100 times for you, try to reduce it as much as possible, probably like 5, or make sure that you are not basically doing it a lot more times compared to losing the money itself. So that's the overall kind of mistake which I wanted to say. And apart from this, I really do not have any other positions. These are basically swings which is running on, and they are like barely any green. I mean, altogether they're basically just nullified, and above that are basically profits left as shares. And positions, I do not have any other positions. Probably I'll be looking to get into a trade post the analysis of today, and I'm talking about this particular position today on Tuesday because I did not get the time to make this video on. You can also see this. This was the exact position how it looked like. Manual PNL, which shows 2,450, is basically for this particular day when we booked it and shifted our puts on the higher side. So that was the manual PNL for, and the entire position was close to around 4,000 or 3,700, whatever it was, plus buy, and the rest is basically just swings. So this is it which I wanted to say. And if you're just new to this channel or someone who's not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe, and let me know down your thoughts in the comment section below, or like this video. And up until next time, I'll see you. Take care. Happy trading. Bye bye.